Okay, I've had to move everything out of the studio to get this in actually. It's an 8th scale from Remo Hobby, and this is the EVO-R 8066. As you can see, one tasty looking piece of kit here. I'll pop the body off in a minute, but the actual car itself is looking really nice. I've popped the body clips off, so we just get the body out the way. And then we're into the main guts of it, and it seems really spacious inside. Obviously on an 8th scale, I suppose you've got a lot more area that you can fill up with stuff. We've got a brushless motor, which is nice. We've got a 3660, and that's 3000 kV. The battery on it is 4200 milliamp hour and a 2-cell, and it's got a T connector on it, which is rather nice. And we've got loads of options we could change that with. They've also put in a larger battery bay area, held down with the batteries held with 2 straps, but the battery bay area has got a little bit of foam in the back end here, so we could pop that out and have a much larger battery if we wanted to. Everything's nice and covered in, and as you can see, we've got quite a vicious sort of blue and red thing going on here. But I like the way everything's covered in and tucked in. I'll show you underneath in a minute. There's a nice little touch they've done there as well. We got a waterproof 60 amp ESC on it, and we've got a waterproof receiver as well. We've got digital high-tech torque servo with alloy gears as well, so the spec is quite nice on it. And at time of review, we're looking at around £200 for this, so only you can decide whether that's going to be worth the money. And also, if it lasts throughout my test, then perhaps that will tell you as well. The wheels on it are really nice, and we've got the wheelbase on it is 335, and we've got 75mm of clearance as well in there. So like I say, it really is a nice tasty piece of kit. The oil-filled shocks are aluminium alloy, and I think it feels slightly springy on the front and not so springy on the back, but when I've dropped it a couple of times just to test it out, it does seem to hold really nicely, so hopefully that will be good. The suspension plate on the back is metal, and then at the front we've got nylon, which is, I thought they'd have stuck metal all around, but I'm going to see how it goes. And as you can see, it's this lovely blue. They missed a trick with it, missing out on the blue at the front, I think. Lots of metal work on it, and if it's not metal work, it's all nylon. So it says we've got protectors at the front, so I'm just trying to get this so the camera can pick it out. So everything's pretty much protected as we take an impact on the front here, and then also at the back as well, underneath there we've got actual protectors for the shocks as well, so really nicely done. Adjustable wheelie bar, you just simply pop that out like that, and then we can adjust where we're going to pop it, put it into, sort of thing, so nice and easy there. I'll see how we go, see how much of a wheelie a king it is once we get out going. And then this bit I wanted to show you underneath was I've even put a little sort of dust cover here, nicely covered in, so on the drive shaft as well. So it is looking really nice. My battery's all charged up. I'm going to get out for a run. Okay, so I'm out for my very first run with this. Nice thing is you can get to the switch, so you can plug in the battery and you're all ready to go. Actually, you can get your hands so far under, there's so much room under this thing. And then your on-off switches there, sort of thing. With the transmitter, well, with any RC thing, on with the transmitter first of all, then on with your car or your quad or whatever you're doing. So I'm going to pop that on, get a red and green LED there, and then I'm just going to pop this on as well. And it's all bound up, ready to go. So I've done nothing with this at all. You've got, it starts off at 70% on the rates, so you've got 70-30, so you've got 70 on forward, which is that one. So when I pull that back, the car will go forward. When I push it forward, the car will come backwards. And if you want to stop when you're going forward, just hit it straight, just push it forward, and that will stop it, sort of thing. So you've got 70 forward, 30 back. That's a real normal way of doing it. You can push this in and slide it up. I won't go to do it while we're all bound up, and that gives you 50-50, so it goes as fast backwards as it does forwards. I really don't see any sense in that. I've only ever really played with the 70-30 setting, and that is its default. You can either steer with your right hand here, so you like this, as you can see that, or you can just press this one here and slide that across, and then you can actually put it so you've got on the left here. So if you're left-handed, I'm right-handed, so that's the way I'm going to put it back to where it is. But that's quite a nice little touch. The transmitter does feel really plasticky. I warn you, it is sort of entry-level toy grade transmitter, but it has got some nice little features on it. We flip the thing up, and like I say, it's all set up. I haven't touched any switches, I haven't done anything on it at all. You've got your throttle dual rates there, so you can alter by turning this up and down how much power you're actually going to get. And I'll show you. So actually, just turn it right down. So there we go. That's full power.
and then if I turn that right the way back up, you get a hell of a lot more, like that. so you get a lot more power with it. So that alters how much power. So with the grandkids and that, I turn this down sort of thing so that we've got it on low. And actually, even on low, it's still not bad. It's still pretty good, actually. Look, I'm going to keep that up at full, yeah. Might as well have a full go with it, see whether it flips over or not. You've got your throttle trim as well. So if this is out, so the car's rolling forward, I'm touching nothing here. So you need to get that so it's just not moving. And another way of testing that is just lift it up and make sure the wheels aren't even trying to roll forward, sort of thing. You've got your steering trim there. So if I run the car straight out, so I'm going to stand here, run it straight out and then run it back. That's pretty good. That is really good, actually. And the steering trim's already been adjusted at the factory. But if the car went off round that way, you could adjust the steering trim to make it right. And you've got dual rates also on the steering trim as well. So if I give that full turn, that comes right the way over there. As you can see, sort of the angle we're looking at there. If I turn this down, that actually alters, the same as it did with the throttle, pulls the throttle off. This alters how much steering we've got. And we literally got a tiny little bit. I sometimes find that good if I'm playing around the garden and it keeps flipping over because I'm trying to do too tight a turn. You can turn this down. Obviously you can't turn as tight then, but if you're just new to it, that might be a way of doing it. Or if you've got the kids having a go, that's what I tend to do with them, turn it down. The only thing is, again, they sort of run out of turn, but it tries to keep them slow as well, so not that it works very often. I'm going to try that cranked right up and see how we get on. There's also a point where I think if you've got it that you can really turn and the car will flip over, it means you're learning a bit more. So you've got to drive a bit better, sort of thing, and you've got the ability of flipping over or not. So that's down to you, really, sort of thing. So the way this went off there, I was quite impressed with it already. Seems pretty good, and it certainly goes some. Yay, that's nice. God, I really didn't think it'd have that much go in it. Way nice, you donut it too. I'm trying to get it to donut. Yeah, there we go. God, I'm getting peppered here with stones. Mind you, it's damn good fun. We can't moan. You can keep control of it as well. Those wheelie bars are useless. I haven't managed to get it to wheelie once yet. No, it's definitely, it's not going to wheelie. You can sort of, I don't know, you can't say you can feel it on here because obviously you can't, but no, it's definitely not going to wheelie. What it is going to do is have a load of fun though. Let's get it on some really gravelly stuff here. Way, we did go on over. God, this thing is serious fun. Oh, that one's not going to come back up, is it? Awesome. Oh, you can hear that. I don't know if you can hear that, all the stones are caught in the wheel. They'll all pop out, no problem at all. Oh, the other thing about the wheels is they've actually got the metal side plates on as well, so it gives us an extra little bit. And there's definitely foam lined on the actual tyres as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. Wheelie bar's going to be useless, isn't it? I mean, you can see it's never even attempted to touch that and it would have scratched it to bits here. The reason I picked here as a spot, and this spot has got a lovely name, it's called Brushless, and it's a mountain bike circuit. There's a great one up here, hence on the back of the truck there. I've got the mountain bike, but we've got water here, we've got really rough terrain for it to give a go at. There we go, and they say it's waterproof, so let's test it out. Whoa, that thing's awesome. I didn't think it'd make it up there. I think if I'd have steered it a bit better, it might have done a lot better. It really can fly. It's coping amazingly. I'm not even sure the bison would do here so well, to be honest. Yay! Oh! That is really nice. It's not going to stay for very long here, is it? So we won't avoid the rocks. Whoop. I'm trying to do that slow. Oh, yeah. Oh, dig. Ah. Hey, nice stuff. I'm going to get the other camera. This thing is awesome fun. So I'm going to do some nice up close stuff with it. Or I might just carry on doing this. This is damn good fun. Awesome. Okay, that's cool. I like it. One smart piece of kit.
Okay, I'm going to run a load of footage as I'm doing the summary here, and yeah, it's just awesome fun, as you'll see from the footage. The body is all scratched up and everything, as you would expect with you know, a hard test like it's had. It's been over everything, and you'll see with all the footage there how much fun I had. The only thing I've done, and I've done this on most of my other cars, is it cracked along here. I did try it without. It has wound up cracking the body shell there. Just a bit of the old sort of tape, the cloth tape sort of thing to protect it, and then it's done no more damage since. Loads of scratches on it, as you would expect, but you could sort of polish it out a bit, I suppose. But it is that sort of vehicle as far as I'm concerned. Onto the main car itself, and what did I think of it? Well, I must admit at the beginning I thought the suspension on the front was a little bit too springy, and the back was sort of more normal, but I'm not going to drop this on the bench because it'll probably go straight through. But the now if I drop it on the floor, it's actually sort of, after loads of runs, it's actually come really nice. The suspension is lush. It really is good. It just sits really, really well. Performance wise, absolutely excellent fun, and really controllable. Now I've got several of this size car, and the Bison is the one that's sort of the snarliest one, I would say I've got. The power is lovely, and the front's off the ground all the time, but actual control and just sheer sort of feedback of fun of control, this beats it actually, which I'm really surprised at, because I'm only running it on the 2S. I haven't got a 3S on it or anything, and this is the stock one that came with it, and it is just so much fun. You're seeing the footage and everything, how much fun it is, and you can really get it right over on the side and then just literally put it back at the last second and keep the power on. It's really nice. I like it. It's great fun. I've had some serious bashes with it, not intentionally, just things happen when you're out in quarries and things like that, and it's actually come back up no problem at all. It went completely submerged. You'll see the footage. It's just a total mistake. I didn't realise the puddle went that deep. It went seriously deep actually, I noticed afterwards, and it went completely under. It kept going. I picked it out, just gave it a shake, and I just carried on running the battery actually, and it's been absolutely fine. If you do get water sort of coming up through it and everything, it does get under these covers. They do protect really well, but obviously the water will get in somewhere. Little Allen key to undo that one, that pops the back one off, and take those three out, and that pops out the one for the prop shaft, and then just dry it, and then put it back together, and it's fine, because obviously your gears and everything are going to get wet, and it's going to keep the moisture in there. But apart from that, it's absolutely superb. Really good fun. The tyres are really grippy, and I won't squeeze them because where they've got completely submerged, there's muddy water in there that comes out. I've had some serious bashes on the metal on the wheels, and they've held together really well. Had no issues with anything at all, and underneath, as you can see, even here, and serious sort of bashing along, and serious amount of fun. And controllable fun. That was a bit the thing I got out of this was the control. Absolutely great. When I first looked at it, I must admit I didn't like the red. I still don't like the red, to be honest. I like the blue, that looks pretty, but the red and blue, it looked a bit Mickey Mouse to me, but it seriously is not. It's a brilliant bit of fun. The transmitter worked really well, and nice control, and you can adjust it as well if you want kids or people who are new to RC cars to have a go, as I showed you. Even this got a bit beaten up as well. Range, I took it up to about 100 meters, but I never see any sense in that with this sort of thing. If you're going to put a little FPV camera on it, I suppose, yes, you could do. But yeah, I did test it out. It sort of worked up to 100 meters and I had control of it. But I find it so boring when it's miles away from me. I don't enjoy it unless you've got the FPV system on it. The battery itself gave me about between sort of 12 and 14 minutes of runtime. They say 25, but they often do, and they're easy to replace. You can get different batteries, different sizes as well. They give you a charger with it, which they is the B3, and this one takes about 5 to 6 hours to charge up. Gee whiz, that's way too long as far as I'm concerned. I suppose if you're going to charge overnight, it is an overnight charger really, I suppose, so perhaps that's what it's aimed at. But if you get something like this, and I'll put a link in description to it, and also I've done a full review on how to use this, I can charge the battery up in an hour, so that makes a huge difference to me. I just like the fact that it's actually charged now, ready to go, rather than hanging around waiting for this one to charge. You get a spare set of body clips with it, which is good. You get tools with it as well to do everything, little wrenches there, and you get Allen keys as well. You could strip the whole thing down, and it would be really easy to strip down, but not that I've needed it even after all the bashing. You get a bind plug as well, so if you do need to, you need to short it out and then rebind it, but it comes all bound, and I haven't lost bind on it at all. I don't think you would, to be honest. I've never had it on any of my other cars, but that's a nice little thing to pop in. You get loads of instructions. The one for the transmitter is in Chinese and English, which is actually a little bit of a devil to read, but it's all in there, sort of thing, all pretty good. If you're new to RC cars, you'll probably flick all through these. If you've had if this is several you've had, you probably won't even bother. Everything's photographed in colour, and then you've got the actual description of what it is, and also the part numbers as well, so that's really rather good. And then you've got another little bit of your exploded views and the actual diagrams of everything and how to strip it down. So it's all in there as per normal you should get with this level of car. I've had a blast with it. You'll see with the footage and everything how much fun I've had with it, and I've got no criticism of it whatsoever. I thought it was really good fun. Whether it's worth your hard-earned cash, and it is around £200, if I can find any coupons or anything, I'll pop them down there obviously for you. I don't know. To be honest, I think I would probably part with the cash for it, because I've actually enjoyed it. And like I say, controllable fun. The grandkids have had a go, everyone's had a go with it, and everyone seems to like it. So I do hope you've enjoyed the review, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.